What would you do if a stranger became your only hope for survival? The rain hammered down on the cobblestone streets of London as Emma Clarke ran for her life. Her heels clicked frantically against the wet pavement, her designer dress torn at the shoulder, mascara streaming down her face like black tears. "Emma! You can't run from me!" Marcus's voice echoed behind her, filled with rage and alcohol. "You're mine!" Her ex-boyfriend. Her nightmare. The man who'd spent 6 months making her life a living hell after their breakup. Tonight, he'd cornered her outside the charity gala, his eyes wild, his hands grabbing, threatening. She'd barely escaped his grip. Emma's lungs burned as she darted into a narrow alley off Piccadilly. Dead end. Her heart sank as she spun around, pressing her back against the cold brick wall. Marcus appeared at the alley's entrance, his silhouette backlit by the street lamps, blocking her only exit. "Nowhere to run now, sweetheart," he sneered, cracking his knuckles. "We're going to have a little conversation about respect." Emma's fingers trembled as she reached for her phone. Dead battery. Of course. "Please, Marcus. Just leave me alone. It's over. It's been over. It's over when I say it's over." He lunged forward, and Emma screamed. Suddenly, a black Bentley screeched to a halt at the alley's entrance. The driver's door flew open, and a man stepped out, tall, imposing, dressed in a perfectly tailored three-piece suit despite the late hour. Even in the rain and darkness, he commanded attention. Power radiated from him like heat. "Is there a problem here?" His voice was smooth, dangerously calm, with a posh British accent that somehow made the question sound like a threat. Marcus turned, irritation flashing across his face. "Mind your own business, mate. This is between me and my girl." "I'm not your girl," Emma shouted. The stranger's grey eyes flicked to Emma, taking in her torn dress, her terrified expression, the bruise forming on her arm. Something dark crossed his features. "The lady seems to disagree." He took a step forward, buttoning his suit jacket with deliberate precision. "I suggest you leave. Now. And I suggest you piss off before you get hurt," Marcus shot back, puffing his chest. The stranger smiled. It wasn't a friendly smile. "I'm going to give you 3 seconds. 3, 2. Marcus threw a punch. He never completed the swing. In one fluid motion, the stranger caught his fist, twisted his arm behind his back, and slammed him face first against the wall. Marcus cried out in pain. "Listen very carefully," the stranger said, his voice ice cold. "My name is Dominic Kane. If you don't recognize that name, ask around tomorrow. If you ever, and I mean ever, come near this woman again, I will know. And what happens next won't be a friendly warning. Understand?" Marcus whimpered and nodded frantically. Dominic released him, and Marcus stumbled, nearly falling, before scrambling away into the night without looking back. Emma stood frozen, her back still against the wall, chest heaving. The stranger, Dominic, turned to her, his expression softening slightly. "Are you hurt?" he asked gently. I don't, who are you?" Emma stammered. "Someone who doesn't like seeing women threatened." He pulled off his suit jacket and draped it over her shoulders. It smelled like expensive cologne and rain. "Come on. Let's get you somewhere safe." Emma sat in the back of Dominic's Bentley, clutching his jacket around her shoulders. The driver, a stern-looking man named Vincent, navigated the London streets in silence while Dominic sat beside her, giving her space but watching her carefully. "Thank you," Emma finally whispered. "I don't know what would have happened if you hadn't. You're safe now. That's what matters." Dominic's jaw tightened. "How long has he been following you?" "Months. Ever since I broke up with him. He can't accept it. The restraining order doesn't stop him. The police say they can't do anything until he actually..." She couldn't finish the sentence. "Until he hurts you," Dominic finished grimly. "Bureaucratic nonsense." Emma studied him in the dim light. He was probably in his mid-30s, devastatingly handsome with sharp cheekbones and dark hair styled perfectly despite the rain. But there was something dangerous about him too, something in the way he moved, the authority in his voice, the way Marcus had fled at the mention of his name. "Dominic Kane," she said slowly. "Should I know that name?" His lips curved slightly. That depends on what circles you travel in. The charity gala I was at tonight was for the Children's Hospital Foundation. I'm a pediatric nurse. So, not criminal circles, if that's what you're implying. Something flickered in his eyes. Surprise? Respect? Good. Keep it that way. He leaned forward to address Vincent. The Mayfair property. The secure one. Wait, Emma said, alarm bells ringing. Where are you taking me? Somewhere your ex can't find you tonight. You can leave tomorrow if you want, but right now, you need rest and security. His grey eyes met hers. I promise, Miss Clarke. Emma Clarke. I promise, Emma, you're safe with me. But you need to trust me for tonight. Every logical part of Emma's brain screamed that she shouldn't trust a stranger, especially one who'd just threatened her ex with such cold efficiency. But when she looked into Dominic's eyes, she saw something unexpected, genuine concern. Okay, she whispered. Just for tonight. The penthouse in Mayfair was breathtaking, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking London, minimalist modern furniture, artwork that probably cost more than Emma's annual salary. Dominic showed her to a guest room. There are clothes in the closet. My sister stays here sometimes. Help yourself. Bathrooms through there. You'll be safe. Vincent is stationed outside, and the building has top-level security. Your sister? Emma asked, latching onto the humanizing detail. Sophia. She's studying medicine at Cambridge. She'd like you, she wants to work in pediatrics too. The warmth in his voice when he mentioned his sister made Emma's guard lower another notch. Dominic, what do you do? Who are you, really? He was quiet for a long moment. I run a family business. Import-export, property development, investments. Some people say I have connections. Influence. They're not wrong. You're being deliberately vague. I'm being deliberately honest. The details would only scare you. He moved toward the door, then paused. Emma? That man won't bother you again. I'll make sure of it. How can you possibly guarantee that? Because, Dominic said softly, people fear me more than they could ever want to hurt you. With that chilling assurance, he left her alone. Emma woke the next morning to sunlight streaming through silk curtains and the smell of fresh coffee. For a disorienting moment, she forgot where she was. Then it all came rushing back. Marcus, the alley, Dominic Kane. She found him in the kitchen, reading the Financial Times, wearing dark slacks and a crisp white shirt with the sleeves rolled up. He looked up when she entered. Coffee, he offered, already pouring her a cup. I hope you slept. Better than I have in months, Emma admitted, accepting the coffee. Thank you. For everything. I should probably get going. Your ex was arrested last night. Emma's cup paused halfway to her lips. What? Assault, harassment, violation of a restraining order. It seems several witnesses came forward with evidence. He'll be held for at least 72 hours, and given his record, likely much longer. Dominic's expression was neutral. You're pressing charges, I assume. Yes. Of course. But how did you? I made a few calls. Made sure the right people understood the situation's severity. He set down his newspaper. Emma, I want to be clear about something. Your ex is a coward who preys on someone he thinks is defenseless. Men like that don't stop until they are forced to. So I forced him. Emma should have been frightened by this admission of power and manipulation. Instead, she felt relieved. Safe. For the first time in months, Marcus wasn't looming over her life. I don't know how to thank you. Don't thank me yet. Marcus has wealthy parents and good lawyers. He'll make bail eventually. Dominic stood, walking around the kitchen island to face her. Which is why I have a proposal. Stay under my protection. For a while. Until we're certain he's not a threat. I can't impose on you like that. You're not imposing. I'm offering. He was close now, close enough that she could see the silver flecks in his grey eyes. I have resources, Emma. Security. Influence. Let me use them to help you. Why? Emma whispered. Why would you do this for a complete stranger? Dominic's jaw tightened. My mother. Years ago, before she met my father, she was in a situation like yours. Someone hunted her, terrorized her. She nearly died because no one stepped in to help. I swore I'd never let that happen to anyone if I could prevent it. Emma's heart clenched. Beneath the dangerous exterior was someone who'd been shaped by trauma, by loss. Okay, she said. But I can't just hide. I have a job, a life. Then we'll adapt. Vincent will drive you to work. I'll arrange security at your flat. You'll carry a phone that connects directly to me. He pulled out a sleek smartphone. Day or night, any problem, you call. Dominic, this is too much. It's not nearly enough. His intensity startled her. Just, let me help. Please. 3 weeks passed. 3 weeks of Dominic's protective shadow over Emma's life. Vincent drove her to the hospital each morning. Security guards she never saw watched her flat. And Dominic checked in constantly. At first, it was professional. Brief texts, everything okay? Vincent says you worked late. Get some rest. Then it evolved. He started asking about her day. She told him about the children she treated, the small victories and heartbreaking losses. He listened like every word mattered. One evening, Emma came home to find Dominic waiting in her flat. She'd given him a key, for security purposes, she told herself. Rough day? He asked, noting her exhausted expression. Lost a patient. 7-year-old. Leukemia. Emma's voice cracked. We thought she was responding to treatment, but... Without a word, Dominic crossed the room and pulled her into his arms. Emma stiffened, then melted into his embrace, letting tears fall onto his expensive shirt. He held her, strong and steady, one hand stroking her hair. You gave her comfort, he murmured. Care. Love. That matters, Emma. That's what you do, you pour light into dark places. Emma pulled back to look at him. Is that why you do what you do? Pour light into dark places. Dominic's expression shuttered. I'm not light, Emma. I'm the darkness that protects the light. Tell me, please, who are you really? He was quiet so long she thought he wouldn't answer. Then, my father built an empire in London. Not all of it legal. By the time I was old enough to understand, I was already part of it. I've tried to legitimize things. Move into legal businesses. But I can't erase where I come from. The Kane family has power because people fear us. Because we're willing to do things others won't. You're in the Mafia. It wasn't a question. That's a crude term, but essentially, yes. He watched her carefully, waiting for her to recoil. I understand if you want me to leave. Stay. The word escaped before Emma could think. I should be terrified of you. But I'm not. You've been nothing but kind to me. Protective. You've never made me feel unsafe. You should be terrified, Dominic said roughly. I'm not a good man, Emma. You're better than you think. She reached up, touching his face. You're more than what your father made you. Something broke in Dominic's eyes. He leaned down, giving her every chance to pull away, then kissed her softly. Emma kissed him back, her hands fisting in his shirt, pulling him closer. When they broke apart, both breathing hard, Dominic rested his forehead against hers. This is a terrible idea, he whispered. I know. You deserve someone safe. Normal. Someone who goes to work at 9 and comes home at 5. I don't want safe, Emma said fiercely. I want you. Emma should have known it was too good to last. She was leaving the hospital late one evening when Vincent didn't appear. Her calls to him went to voicemail. Unease prickled her spine. She dialed Dominic. Vincent's not here, she said without preamble. What? Dominic's voice sharpened. Stay inside the hospital. I'm sending backup. A black van screeched to a halt in front of the hospital entrance. Men in masks jumped out. Emma screamed and ran back inside, but they were faster. Hands grabbed her, cloth pressed over her mouth. The world went fuzzy. She woke in a warehouse, tied to a chair. Marcus stood in front of her, and he looked unhinged. "Miss me, baby?" His voice was poison sweet. "My parents paid a lot of money to get me out of jail. And you know what I thought about every second I was in there? You. And your new boyfriend." Emma's blood ran cold. "Marcus, please. Please." He laughed bitterly. "You think I don't know about Dominic Kane? You think I don't know you're sleeping with that criminal?" He backhanded her, and Emma's head snapped to the side, pain exploding across her face. "Big mistake, Emma. See, I decided if I can't have you, no one can. Especially not some mafia thug who thinks he runs this city." "You're insane," Emma spat blood. "Maybe. But you made me this way." Marcus pulled out a gun. "Don't worry. It'll be quick. And when Kane comes for you, and he will, my guys will be waiting. 2 birds, 1 stone." Emma's mind raced. She had to warn Dominic. Had to. The warehouse door exploded inward. Dominic stood in the doorway like an avenging angel, surrounded by a dozen men in suits. His eyes found Emma, took in her blooded face, and something absolutely murderous crossed his features. "Let her go." Each word was a death sentence. Marcus pressed the gun to Emma's head. "One more step and I blow her brains out." "You're going to die tonight, Marcus," Dominic said with terrifying calm. "The question is whether you die quickly or slowly. Release her, and I'll make it quick." "You're not in charge here." Marcus shrieked. "Look around," Dominic said softly. "Your men are on their knees with guns to their heads. You're surrounded. This ends one way, with Emma safe. The only variable is how much you suffer first." Emma saw Marcus's finger twitch on the trigger. Acting on pure instinct, she threw her weight backward, toppling the chair. The gun went off, the bullet whizzing past where her head had been. Chaos erupted. Dominic moved like lightning, crossing the warehouse in seconds. He grabbed Marcus's wrist, twisted, and the gun clattered away. Then Dominic's fist connected with Marcus's face once, twice, 3 times. Marcus crumpled. Dominic didn't stop. He grabbed Marcus by the collar, lifting him off the ground. "Dominic!" Emma screamed. "Don't! He's not worth it." Dominic froze, fist raised, breathing hard. Slowly, he looked at Emma. The rage in his eyes softened when he saw her fear, not fear of Marcus, but fear of what Dominic might become. He dropped Marcus, who collapsed unconscious. "Vincent, call the police. Assault, kidnapping, attempted murder. Make sure they have everything they need." Then Dominic rushed to Emma, cutting her bonds, gathering her into his arms. "I'm sorry," he whispered brokenly. "I'm so sorry. I should have protected you better." "You saved me," Emma interrupted, cupping his face. "You came for me." "Always," Dominic promised. "I'll always come for you." The hospital kept Emma overnight for observation. Dominic never left her side. He sat in the uncomfortable hospital chair, holding her hand, watching her sleep. When she woke in the morning, she found him staring at her with haunted eyes. "I'm okay," she said softly. "You almost died. Because of me." Dominic's voice was raw. "Marcus targeted you to get to me. Emma, this is my world. Violence, danger, enemies. I can't keep putting you at risk." Emma's heart sank. "What are you saying?" "I'm saying you deserve better. You should be with someone safe. Someone who won't bring danger to your door." He stood, already pulling away emotionally. "Marcus is going to prison for a long time. You'll be safe now. You don't need me anymore." "Don't I get a say in this?" Emma demanded, sitting up despite her protesting ribs. "You're making this decision for me? I'm trying to protect you." "I don't need protection from you, Dominic. I need you with me." Emma grabbed his hand. "Yes, your world is dangerous. But you know what? Mine has its own darkness, watching children die, seeing suffering every day. We all face darkness. The question is whether we face it alone or together." "Emma, I love you," she said fiercely. "I love you, and I'm choosing you. Danger and all. The question is whether you love me enough to let me make my own choices." Dominic stared at her, emotions warring across his face. Then he pulled her close, carefully, mindful of her injuries, and kissed her with desperate tenderness. "I love you," he whispered against her lips. "God help me, I love you so much it terrifies me." "Then stop trying to protect me from yourself," Emma said. "We'll face everything else together." 6 months later, Emma stood in front of the mirror, hardly recognizing herself. The wedding dress was simple but elegant, cream lace with long sleeves, perfect for a November ceremony. Sophia, who'd become like a sister to Emma, adjusted her veil. "You look beautiful. My brother is going to lose his mind when he sees you." "I can't believe this is real," Emma whispered. "6 months ago, I was running for my life. Now you're marrying the most powerful man in London," Sophia grinned. "Though he's become significantly less terrifying since meeting you. You've softened him." "He's still plenty dangerous when he needs to be," Emma said with a small smile. The past 6 months had been a journey. Dominic had been true to his word about legitimizing the Kane family business. He'd divested from illegal operations, focused on legitimate enterprises. It was a slow process, and there were still enemies, but Emma saw how hard he was trying to build something better. For her. For their future. The music started. Emma's heart pounded as she walked down the aisle of the small private chapel. Only their closest friends and family were present: Vincent, who'd become fiercely protective of Emma, Sophia, a few of Emma's nursing colleagues, and Dominic's trusted associates. And at the end of the aisle, Dominic waited. He wore a perfectly tailored tuxedo, but it was his expression that made Emma's breath catch, pure awe and love. When she reached him, he took her hands. "You're breathtaking," he whispered. "You're not so bad yourself," she whispered back. The ceremony was simple. They'd written their own vows. "Emma," Dominic said, his deep voice steady despite the emotion in his eyes, "you walked into my life on the worst night of yours and somehow saw past everything dark in me to something worth loving. You make me want to be better. You make me believe I can be better. I promise to protect you, honor you, and love you with everything I am for all the days of my life." Emma's voice shook as she spoke. "Dominic, you came into my life like a storm, powerful, dangerous, impossible to ignore. But you didn't just save me from Marcus. You saved me from fear, from feeling powerless. You taught me that strength isn't about being unafraid, it's about facing fear with someone who believes in you. I promise to stand by you, to be your light when the darkness feels overwhelming, and to love you exactly as you are for all the days of my life." When the officiant pronounced them married, Dominic kissed Emma like she was his salvation. The small gathering erupted in applause. At the reception in Dominic's Mayfair penthouse, the same place Emma had first stayed, they danced to a slow song as London sparkled below them. "Any regrets?" Dominic murmured in her ear. Emma pulled back to look at him. "Not a single one. You? Only that I didn't find you sooner." He spun her gracefully. "Though I suppose we found each other exactly when we were supposed to." "My dangerous, protective, secretly soft-hearted husband," Emma teased. "Your dangerous, protective, secretly soft-hearted husband who will love you until his last breath," Dominic corrected, his grey eyes intense. Emma stood on her toes to kiss him. "And I'll love you just as long." Vincent approached with champagne, clearing his throat awkwardly. "Congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Kane. If I may say, sir, you're a lucky man." "I know," Dominic said softly, never taking his eyes off Emma. "Believe me, I know." As the night wore on and guests mingled, Emma found herself on the balcony, looking out at the city. Dominic joined her, wrapping his arms around her from behind. "What are you thinking?" he asked. "That's 6 months ago, I was so afraid. I felt hunted, powerless, alone. And now?" She leaned back against his chest. "Now I feel safe. Loved. Like I finally found where I belong." "With me," Dominic said. "Always with me." "Always," Emma agreed, turning in his arms to face him. "We're going to have a beautiful life, aren't we?" "The best life," Dominic promised. "I'll make sure of it." And as they stood there, wrapped in each other's arms with London glittering below them, Emma knew it was true. Their beginning had been born from fear and danger, but their future would be built on something stronger: love, trust, and the unshakable certainty that they'd found their home in each other. The darkness that had once threatened to destroy Emma had instead led her to the light, a light that shone in the gray eyes of the dangerous man who'd become her savior, her partner, her home. In the end, the most unexpected love stories are often the most beautiful. And theirs was just beginning. Sometimes the most unlikely person becomes your safe harbor. Sometimes danger and safety wear the same face. And sometimes, when you're running from your nightmares, you run straight into the arms of your destiny.